This is a headgum podcast.
Bang.
No rhyme today. Honda grab the mic. It's episode 91. Let's start.
Welcome. Alright. I am waiting to hear if the syncing is good before I introduce the man of the hour, the one with the power, who is always too sweet to be sour. Okay, syncing good. Excellent. Beautiful. Thank you, Brother Binks. Alright then. Let's get right down to it. Hang on. We should do a quick check-in. What's up, Cobra? How are you? Hell yeah. He's ready to begin. Okay, this... You know who it is. He's got that hair that's slick, and his threads are always so fine. He's the perfect gentleman, and he'd never cross a picket line. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pepito! Let's go! There we go. Look at that sleepy boy. Pepito, how are you? Hey, dog treat.
So good.
So good. The famous, who is that you sample there with your so good?
So good.
Julia Child.
Oh,
She cries.
yes, Julia Child. Yeah, of course, because it's so good. That's why you cry. We have in the chat Soy Teresa, producer. Soy Teresa is naming one of her demands, and that is more Cobra. So, I mean, how could you not want more of that guy? He loves hanging out on his...
He's not leaving
Pepito,
because I know they can't let me leave. I won't go with that.
Oh yeah, more Cobra emotes. And that's what we need to figure out. We need to remember to do that, Pepito. But there's so many...
Let's do it.
Remembering is hard. Don't you agree?
It's hard. Remembering, forgetting to remember, remembering to forget. Ugh.
Exactly. Last week, I forgot to ask you for your lyric of the week and your guest invite, which is such a beautiful part of the show. I think doing the guest invites and the lyric of the weeks might be my favorite parts of the show. It could be. Do you have any favorite parts of Caveman News?
Oh, I always love it when Soy Teresa says, "Start the show."
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's a good part. What are we looking at
Yeah.
here? Oh,
And the chat, and I love it whenever the chat is chatting it up and we get conversations going. Those are always cool moments.
absolutely. It's a communal thing. That's why I forgot to show off my shirt. Hold on.
More segments to come, I promise. Oh, look at that shirt. Organize every work site. Yes.
Absolutely. We should. Yeah. Soy Teresa said more Pepito segments. That's the favorite part. That's big in the studio. We sit and we watch the Pepito segments. Uh, I'm still floored. It's been months, but the All My Pepitos segment, I mean, it starts off, Pepito gets injured, he's hospitalized, it's awful and devastating. But then at last All My Pepitos segment, when the Artesians, the Bulldog Brotherhood, came and tried to incapacitate Pepito and they kidnapped you, that was harrowing, dude. And what was the dog that Ramona, wasn't it?
Ramona.
Ramona,
Yeah.
the dog that saved you, and then the shootout
Yeah.
and Nurse Shane Ant. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. I could go on and on about the All My Pepitos segments. Someday we'll just have
How many other one-man soap operas are there? Probably a few, but
ah, and it's not one man. There are other characters. There are, you got Nurse Jane Andrews
oh,
and Officer Talalachi. So much good, but what do you think about labor strikes? I'm excited to do this episode.
I love labor strikes because that just shows you the strength of the common working man and
Exactly.
woman.
And the power of solidarity and uniting. It's a wonderful thing. We were just during the intro jam and beat, we were kind of riffing on the classic film. Cinderoni says Pepito's branded Caveman News shirt is dope too, and it absolutely is. What's
Cinderoni
this?
in the chat.
What
It's
is that?
Pusheen.
A what?
Pusheen is a character beloved by Cinderoni and I and others and many others. It's
And
just
it's
this is
just
my
a figure.
Cinderoni.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like a
Well, it's a
salt
tin.
shaker.
It splits open. It
Oh,
splits
so it
open.
is
You can
more.
store stuff in it.
Ooh, you can
Yeah,
put
it's like
all that good
a
stuff in
tin.
there. That's nice.
It's,
Uh,
yes. Yeah, Dark Arts loves the Pusheen.
Dark farts as well. Jeez,
Dark Arts.
it's the craze that's sweeping the cave community. Everybody's talking about Pusheen. Soy Teresa is down with Pusheen too, so it is fairly unanimous out there. What was that? Were those your Cinderoni scissors?
I don't, when are you gonna? I didn't know when you were gonna show yours off, so I shouldn't have flashed
I
mine.
got mine here. They're hanging on Rusty.
Yes.
I've got the Bumblebee, and you don't even know what the scissors look like. Ready
Oh
for
no,
the
I don't.
unveil? You want to give me a countdown?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pair of Vans checkered slip-on style scissors. Wow.
So good. So good. So good.
Oh shit.
Out of this
Something
world.
just crashed. Oh,
Out of this world.
I don't even need that. Oh, I was saying that we were talking in the chat while the intro was playing about the movie Sorry to Bother You. You haven't seen that one, have you?
No.
It's incredible. You should really. Oh, why didn't I see in the chat that there's. Uh, hang on. So I'm getting lost. Okay. Uh, Cinderoni says my scissors are off the chain and seriously out of control. And Brother Binks said right when Cindy said off the chain. Beautiful. Anyway, I was saying we started talking in the chat while the show was introing that we were referencing lines from the movie Sorry to Bother You, and I realized that's probably my favorite labor strike movie. I cannot really think of another one, but I feel like somebody is going to say one in the chat or something, and I'm gonna say, "Oh yeah, of course, I should have thought of that," but I can't remember one. Sorry to bother you. If you're interested in labor strikes, which I'm sure you are because you're all here. And Baxter says, "Is there a movie review Sean update from the YouTube show?"
Bachelorette.
The Ratchelorette. Yeah, that's the show that Sean is on. I have not watched the latest episode from Friday, but I am so ready to see it. I'm ready for him to win. And I feel like we need to get into it, and I know somebody else who agrees that we should begin.
Start the if I was in the chat, I would be saying start the show.
I know you would.
Start
Absolutely.
the show.
Okay. All right. And for some reason none of my stuff is playing. I kind of redid everything, but tonight I am wearing the boots off for bear at times so we can start the show. I'm wearing my flaming, they're lightning bolt shoes, but they're also on fire, revealing a paisley print underneath. And these are my main shoes these days because I basically walked holes through my Conda shoes. And so I'm wearing my lightning fire paisley shoes around these days. I've had them for years, and I just never wear them because they're so special to me, and they're they feel they're brand new.
I have
What up?
Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm
No.
sorry. So Teresa, you're a Tiva girl? I have Tivas too.
Ooh,
not right now, but
we got the Tiva team. But it's time
I
to
love Tivas.
start the show. And oh wait, I always write things down because I'm like, oh, I need to remember to say that. And
Formal.
I haven't. What up?
Soy Teresa has 2 pairs of Tivas.
Hell yeah. I don't know what they are, but I approve because if they're good enough for Soy Teresa and Pepito both, they are probably the second place shoe of Caveman News right after the Dafus, which are amazing, and Cindy has a pair. That's very cool to me. But we need to start the show. However, there's one thing I forgot to tell you last week, Pepito. I went into the store nearby my house, and the guy running the cash register, I've seen him for years. I always see him. And when I walked in, he said, You're a great, great guy. And I was like, damn, that's Roger Logan, that
Yeah.
He must have heard that that jingle on the radio, but I was like, wow, he called me a great, great guy. I have Roger Logan energy, I suppose, and I didn't brag about that last week, and so now I am. And
remember last week and you said, you're rock and roll.
Oh yeah, my neighbor said that I was no, she said I was a rock star. That's what she actually said.
Uh, uh,
She said I was a rock star
uh,
because I captured those two dogs. Today, I'm sitting here, I'm preparing things for Caveman News, and I hear it like a really shrieking dog bark outside, and I threw on my t-shirt and I threw on some shoes and I sprinted out there with a leash. I was like, I'm gonna go save a dog. A dog is loose and running around. And okay, Soy Teresa says start the show. All right then. Um, yeah, Soy Teresa
competitive.
says where did I get? Okay, we're starting the show. Jeez, for somebody on strike, she has a lot of demands, but I support them because I have solidarity with the working people. Uh, okay. There's Cobra. Pepito, I want to start off talking about the mine strike. There have been multiple mine strikes here in Carlsbad because mining is such a huge industry. So, of course, we're going to fight for the rights of the working people. And let's go straight to a story from 1950. What were you doing in 1950?
Oh, I was wearing my poodle skirt,
Ah,
going to the closest rock hop.
all right, all right.
Is that what those are called?
Sock hop.
Sock hops.
Rock hop is cool though. We should do an updated and like it's only sick rock music that plays while we all dance around. Anyway, the mine
Oh,
strike.
Conda,
Yes,
turn your mic up a little
I
bit.
got it. I got it right here. I actually prepared. I have my volume within reach, so I can just turn that knob. I did it. I hope that that worked. Anyway, so yeah, there was a big mine strike here in 1950. It was the mine, mill, and steel workers union. I think it was steel. Oh my gosh, what if it was steam? That'd be crazy. I don't think anybody's working with steam, but they went on strike, and it lasted a month or so, and there were some events. Things kind of went off. The main character in the 1950 mine strike was a man named C.D. Smotherman. Every time I read it, I want to say Smother Son, because that seems like an actual name, but it's Smotherman. And he was the president of the local 415 union and kind of in charge of the strike. And yeah, Smotherman. Smothermon. First name C.D. That's not a name, that's initials. But we need to go back to that. People going by just initials instead of a first name. Because
Full names, yes.
that really goes
Yes.
hard. We, as a society, we bring back a lot of trends. There's a lot of, now it's 90s fashion is back or whatever. But we need to go back to calling people by their first name and middle initial. Except for
Soy
me.
Teresa.
Ooh, yeah. Soy Teresa's initials would be NM. I have a really dumb pair. Mine would be JD, which sucks. Just reminds of the vice president, but it used to remind me of JD Compton. And anyway, so I don't want to go by JD. Anyway, CD Smotherman was the one in charge of the labor strike, and he put together the mimeographed newsletter, and Oh yeah, JD. R.I.P. to the Galindo's cat, JD. Uh, what a what something's happening in the chat. I am getting so distracted, Pepito. Oh,
God, dig.
uh, DTG's initials are SJW. That's pretty cool. I like that. I would go by that. But yeah, shout out to the Glendo cat. Back to CD Smotherman. CD put together a a newsletter for the union, and right off the bat, Smotherman made good on his promise, and he started printing photos and names of people who broke the picket line and
Uh,
did not show solidarity. And I think that goes hard. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's if you're not with us, we're gonna dox you, we're gonna expose you. Yeah. We hate the scabs. And speaking of scabs, there was a story. There was a man named, let me see, I've got it right here. His name was Winston Barger, and he made some claims. Winston Barger went to the Lobby nightclub, which is a wild name for a nightclub. Calling it the Lobby, that's
boring.
oh, I'm going to the Lobby tonight. I don't know, but yeah, I love the scab report as well. But Winston Barger was a union man. He went to the Lobby nightclub. He's drinking with his union brothers and everything during the strike. And he went outside and he encountered a man, and he basically beat the shit out of him, a scab, and he got charged with assault with a deadly weapon, and he was placed on $2,000 bond, which in 1950 money, that would be $27,000 today. That's crazy. $27. That's huge. But then what Winston Barger did was he told the police, the press, anybody who would listen, he said C.D. Smotherman, the union president, put him up to it, and Smotherman wanted a goon squad. He asked people to basically go out and rough up scabs. And according to Barger, he says that Smotherman was responsible for it, and that was the only reason, and he was a part of this goon squad, and he claimed there were 150 people that were deputized to go out and rough up the people who beat up or people who crossed the picket line. And he says he was one of this goon squad, and I'm glad that the goon squad isn't after us with our, well, actually nobody's scabbing on the Caveman News producer strike, so we don't have anything to worry about because we support our striking
Yeah.
workers. But
Or
so
real
yeah,
journalists.
27,000, the equivalent of $27,000 is what Barger was that was his bond. And he said he went after he beat the man pretty viciously. He said he went back into the Lobby nightclub, and C.D. Smotherman told him, "Good work. I hope you go out and continue to bust heads." It's like, all right. I don't know. I'm not really believing Barger's story, but that's what he claims. And then there were... So I do have some pictures. Here's the picket line. That seems very chill, you know? They're just posted up on the side of the road, on the way to the work
Brought a
site.
chair.
And there's some more. There were also accusations made that the union men were stopping, not only impeding traffic and stopping traffic, but also they were accused of standing on the train tracks to stop trains from coming in. And that's pretty wild because I don't know about you, but standing in front of, impeding traffic is one thing, but I can't imagine ever standing in front
Whoa.
of a train. Sorry, I don't know how that got in there, but yeah, it would take some real guts, I suppose, to stand in front of the train and stop it. And then we go to another character, another union man by the name of Jake Tanner. And
Oh yeah. What was that
Soy
picture?
Teresa says tell the whole
I
class
recognized
what
the
that
bike.
pic was. That was when I got arrested in 2020 for standing in a crosswalk and impeding traffic, and so I thought that was a funny and relevant photo. They kept my bike. There it is. And I wish I could. A lot of people were taking videos. I wish I could find the videos because I was screaming my head off. I was very mad. I think I was trying to remember what I said. I think as they were taking me away, I think I said something like, these guys aren't cops. They're fascists or something lame. I don't know. I always get really worked up and then I say things and I'm like, God, that was really lame. I wish I had a better line. Anyway, Jake Tanner, union man, got accused of beating up a current Argus reporter who was reporting on the union and the labor strike. And I don't know, that's kind of a weird story, but Jake Tanner got... Okay, yeah, when he got arrested, they gave him a $5,000 bond, which in today's money would be $69,000. So
Jeez.
this guy who was claiming that he was a part of a goon squad, his was $27,000. But Jake Tanner, union man, was his was $69,000. And as C.D. Smotherman pointed out in a letter he wrote to the Current Argus, the Current Argus journalist Dick Wilbur, who said he was beat up, couldn't even identify. He didn't even say it was Jake Tanner. He just said he got beaten up. So seems like a raw deal. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, this was another big one from that strike. There was a union representative who was from Arizona. He was living there, and he came to Carlsbad to support the strike, and he got charged with assault. Pepito, you know what assault is?
Yeah, it's that thing next to the pepper.
Hey, good call. Good one. Wait, hang on. Disco. I'm seeing in the chat people are talking about Disco Raymundo. Where is? Did you put something in the chat? Is that why people
I
are
don't
saying
think so.
Disco Raymundo?
Hi, y'all. I'm saying something.
Oh, okay. I see. Yes, he says hi. Anyway, the thing about assault is a lot of times you hear that and well, me, first thing I think is, oh, this guy, he hit somebody, he attacked, he pulled a William Barger, as he did at the Lobby nightclub. But you have to remember, assault and battery are two different things. Battery is the physical attack. Assault is just the threat. And what this man from William Gately, the man from Arizona who came to support the strike, what he did was he got arrested because they claimed that he was standing on the road to the work site at the mines, and when a car full of scabs came up, he yelled at them and called them, where is it? You dirty, rotten, filthy, stinking, scabbing SOBs. And he was fined $225 for doing that, which is $3,000 today. And they
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Exactly. Whoa, Carlsbad for life. What is going on? I saw somebody first time chat Carlsbad for life. I can't. Pepito, can you read
Happy
this?
to be here. First time here.
Okay.
But I'm excited to finally make it.
Yeah.
Assault.
Absolutely. Beautiful. But anyway, yeah, William Gately, they
Carlsbad for life.
absolutely 3,000. Yes. Okay, it's $3,100 that he was fined for calling scabs and calling them SOBs, because they truly were. And I can't see who this person is.
Welcome.
In the chat.
Love your screen name. Yes, welcome.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, my grandparents lived in Carlsbad, but yeah, my
Anyway,
mother said they
that
got
is
married in.
kind of how the miners got done over in the 1950s strike. It was pretty bad. When I was researching this episode, I found out a lot of these stories are really interesting, and it does tell a lot about the history in our town, and labor disputes and class and the different treatment of workers versus the management and that type of thing. But some of it gets down to some really, it's not fun stuff to talk about because it is kind of depressing. So I want to move on to another strike from...
It's real.
What up?
It's important.
Yeah, it is. But it's not entertaining, and that's... Pepito, can you help me who Carlsbad for life is? Because if I scroll up, it doesn't... I can't see.
It says, happy to be here. First time here.
Yeah.
I'm finally excited to make it. Assault means you made it. Let's see. I never said where he's from.
Okay,
or
cool,
she.
Cool, whatever.
It's Chris Rushing.
Oh, there we go. Chris Rushing. Beautiful.
Brother
Welcome, Chris
Dukes.
Rushing. It's
Brother
mystery
Dukes,
guest
Brother
of the
Dukes.
mother. Beautiful. Let's move on to another strike. This one, golly. Okay. This one's a bit more light and fun. This is the youth. This is the time in 1947 when the students of Carlsbad High School went on strike. Which, gosh,
Oh.
I wish that would have happened when I was employed in the schools as a student, and that'd be great. Anyway, the reason it all started was the superintendent of the schools, Charles Rose, was fired. He was asked to resign, and the students got very mad about it. And that's kind of strange to me. I can't imagine getting riled up about a superintendent being removed or whatever, but hey, what can you do? So what the students did was they had a big walkout, and they all announced they're going on a student strike and they're not going to school. And they all left class one day, and the paper says that they got in trucks and cars on bicycles, and some people got on horses. And they just started massing and moving on to the courthouse. And that is where they started making their demands. And they had a bunch of signs. That was one of them. This is 1947. Nuts to the school board. I think that's probably my favorite sign that they had. And so they all just marched down there. I like that they were on horses as well. That's beautiful. That's very Carlsbad, very Southwest. Yeah, that was another sign. What's a school without students? Which, good question. And they had this sign. You fired him, we'll keep him. Which, hey, I love the solidarity, but that's really some nerd stuff to care about a superintendent. But hey, different
like
times.
he's some kind
Who
of pet.
knows? Yeah. This was a good sign. A picture of a donkey, and then it says school board underneath. That was very beautiful. And Baxter says the 40s version of teabagging. Nuts to the school board. I do agree. And then here's another sign they had. Skirts can't run our schools. And that's kind of strange. I don't really get what that is. And Dog Treat General nerds occasionally make really good organizers. I agree. But I don't know what's going on with this skirts can't run our schools. That one seems a bit strange. And then I read further and found out that they also, some of them, while they were all on the courthouse lawn and making their voices heard, they also, some of them went to one of the school board members' houses, a woman, and they started putting picket signs in her lawn. And I found out that it was misogyny. They were mad at the two women on the school board who did not support the superintendent. So, on the one hand, we're kind of in support of these kids making their voice heard and taking action, but the misogyny and weird sexism that played into it was strange. And they started putting, they had two women on the school board. That was one of the signs they put.
Whoa!
That
Dog
sign.
Treat General.
Skirts can't run our schools. A woman's place is in the kitchen. That was one of the signs that they planted in the woman's lawn. And yeah, it was skirt hater psyop. I agree. So that was, some of it was whimsical. I was in support of it, but the misogyny and weird sexism was very strange. But I do like envisioning 300 students taking off down the road on horses, bikes, cars, and trucks, and heading to the courthouse.
Like the last day of school.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Brother Binks, I also personally love skirts. I stand with skirts. Putting my hand over my heart. Oh yeah, men wear skirts too. Absolutely, I've heard of those.
Literally hums.
Types. Literally hundreds. You were playing a sample.
Every time.
Every time you turn the page, you're
Literally.
cutting your samples off. I keep waiting to hear the end of it. You just did the sample of Filbert. You left me hanging. Let's talk about one.
Fuck, man, I'm sorry about all this.
About what?
I had a skirt sample.
That's fine.
I don't know where it is.
It's beautiful. Gosh, the chat moves too fast. I showed the chat last
Yeah,
time, but it's insane. I have to have the big text so I can read it, but it only allows me to because the text is so big, it can only show like one line. So when I start reading something in the chat, like another message comes in and it bumps it off and I get lost and distracted, but I'm not going to get distracted anymore because I'm going to move on to our final strike of the night. This one was the 1947 strike of movie projectionists.
Oh. Yeah, I
Oh,
was
what?
catching up on the chat too.
Oh, you were catching up on
I
the
guess
chat.
we woke Baxter's wife up.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah, your samples are loud. Okay. Yeah, Pepito. That happens. But anyway, let's talk about the projectionist strike. Are you surprised to hear that there were enough projectionists to go on strike?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, Carlsbad's not a big town. This is 1947. How many movie theaters do you think were in Carlsbad at the time?
1.
4. And
Oh, wow.
one being built. There was a 5th one being built. But at the time, this is January of 1947, there were 4 movie theaters. And
Wow.
would you be surprised to know that all 4 movie theaters were owned by the same corporation, and they had one regional manager that oversaw all of them, which is kind of crazy. I have some Brad Light Incorporated. I do have some pictures of ads in the newspapers. So these are the types of movies that were playing at the time. I can't even read what that one says, but anyway, the important part is the.
Do you want me to read it?
Sure, if you want to. If you want to just
Cactus
tell
Theater. See this from the beginning. Here's the story. Reader's Digest. Called the most baffling ever written.
Nice.
Are you ready for the verdict?
Nice. The verdict. That sounds good. Anyway, so January 26th, 1947, projectionists at the Choral Theater Chorale. When I first read it, I thought it was choral, but it's chorale. And that makes more sense. We are a desert people. We're not in touch with the sea and
The desert.
context. I know. I'm trying to give context. I don't know what else I can say other than the projectionists on January 26th, 1947. Yeah, we did used to be underwater. Good point, Soy Teresa. The projectionists on January 26th notified the manager, Brad Maxey, of the. He was the manager of all 4 theaters because, as I say, it was one company that owned all the theaters. And they told him that they had formed a union, local, what was it? Local 806. And they were aligned, the union, with the IATSE. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's the International Alliance of Theatrical and Stage Employees. And I know that because I'm such a big podcast head. And when the writer's strike was going on a couple of years ago, everybody was talking about IATSE and all this stuff. So Local 806, the projectionists joined up with that union and they made their demands. And here's some of the facts about what life was like for a projectionist in 1947. They were making 33 cents an hour, which is today would be $4.97 an hour. So they're making less than $5 an hour, or that was the lowest. It went from that to 80. The highest paid projectionist got 83 cents an hour, which would equal $12.51. So the highest paid projectionists are making $12.50. The lowest are making just under $5 an hour. And they were also being asked to work sometimes 18-hour days. That's unfathomable, don't you think?
Yes, it sucks.
That's too much. And for less than $13 an hour, that's awful. I would unionize as well. So what did Mr. Maxey, manager of all 4 movie theaters, do? He fired like the majority of the people who came to him and said that they were unionizing. And it became a big controversy. And when he got some pushback for doing that, he claimed that the people he let go were let go because they were incompetent, which I question, because if they were incompetent, why did you keep them until they decided to unionize? That's just what the ones in power do to the workers. It's pretty nasty. And he also claimed that some of them just quit on their own, which, wow, they decided to quit out of nowhere. And then you read further and find out that he asked some of them to report to movie theaters in Artesia. And that's just like, who's going to go to Artesia? Like, oh, you're not fired. I'm just asking you to transfer to Artesia, even though you live here in Carlsbad, and Artesia's a nasty little town. That's disrespectful and awful. But there was some solidarity, not only amongst the projectionists, but a hero came to support the striking projectionists, a man known as C.D. Smotherman. The president of the mine union that we were discussing earlier, he put all of his support behind these striking projectionists. He was labor strong, and he had his, I don't know if I mentioned this. I talked earlier about how in the mine strike he printed photos and names of the scabs, the people who broke the picket line, and he put it in his newsletter. I think I forgot to mention that the newsletter that he put together was called the Potash Dust, and I think that's pretty cool. I looked on eBay today to see if I could find any old copies of the Potash Dust newsletter, because that would be awesome. Anyway, C.D. Smotherman came to the rescue to support the striking projectionists, and he started printing names and photos of people who broke the picket line and would go to the movies, and especially if they were a part of the mine and mill workers union that he was in charge of. If any members of his union were seen going into the movie theaters, you're getting doxxed. That's some. Soy Teresa says, can we have an episode of Carlsbad's greatest names? No big deal. This is just one of my demands. And I think so. I think we can do that. Don't you, Pepito?
Yes, of course.
There's so many. Anyway, C.D. Smotherman came to the rescue. He started doxing people, and he was also in. He was C.D. Smotherman was also a part of an independent committee that was formed to kind of act as a go-between between the projectionists and the company that owned all the movie theaters, a company called Theater Enterprises. That was the name of the company. Real clever name. I'm telling you. People who, the money-minded business people, have no creativity. Ever. That's why they love AI and all of this stuff. It's nasty. They can't think of a good thought on their own ever. It's nasty. But there was this independent committee, and C.D. Smotherman was a part of it, and there were other people involved. One of the people involved was a man named Reverend L.B. Trone. I wonder if there's any relation. Yeah, Brother Binks.
Yeah.
Chunky
I knew
Click.
Maxie's too.
Maxie's? Yeah, I think I did too. Now that you mention it. But anyway, L.B. Trone was the Reverend L.B. Trone was a part of the independent committee to find common ground between the workers and the business, the theater owners. And let me see. Okay, gosh. All right. I'm just going to finish this story. The way it ends is the strike went on for 6 months. 4 theaters in Carlsbad. Projectionists all on strike. And for 6 months, I forgot to be flashing some pictures of ads of what was playing in the movies at the time. In January 26th. I don't know what that one's called. I can't read.
The Searching Wind.
What?
Singing in Corn.
Oh yeah, Singing in the Corn. I do like that one. That sounds like a beautiful classic movie. Wonderful. And anyway, the strike went on for 6 months, and at the end, management agreed to start paying the projectionists $50 a week, which is the equivalent of $719 a week. So that was their pay increase. They're making $719 now. That was what was agreed to, and they were not required to work more than 44 hours a week, which still sounds kind of crazy to me, but hey, that's something. That's an improvement. So the leader of the president of the local 806 projectionists union, a man named V.D. Blanchard, or Blandford, not Blanchard, Blandford, is... Oh, Dog Treat General says, The Searching Wind is a good movie and an all-right play. Wonderful. That's beautiful. So, VD, another initial name, VD Blandford, was the president of the Projectionist Union, and he said, we've got the pay increase, the hours are more tenable, and so we're going to stop the picketing. No more picketing. The only thing that the projectionists did not get was they did not rehire. Management didn't agree to rehire the fired workers, which that's nasty and bad. But the Blandford called off the pickets. No more picketing outside the theaters. After 6 months, things are clear. And they're still just trying to negotiate to get the fired projectionists' jobs back. And immediately after, like within a week, J.D. Blandford resigned as the president of the union to take a job for that same theater company running the theater in Portales. So basically, this guy sold out the union, got them to agree to stop the picketing, and then as soon as they did, he jumped ship and joined management running their new theater in Portales, which is kind of nasty. Soy Teresa says that's like a basic tenet of strike negotiations. Yeah. Anyway, VD, yes, VD Blandford sold out his union brothers. It's nasty. It's not good. Brother Bing says, have fun in Portales, scab. Absolutely. Port Alice, says Soy Teresa, referencing the classic band we all know and love. Pepito, am I wrong? Were you in the band Port Alice at one point?
Yes.
Absolutely. I knew it. Wonderful. I think I've enjoyed learning about and talking about labor strikes, but I feel like it's also one of those issues that I get really upset hearing about these things. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear me just be mad and talk about how bad things are. I mean, this is kind of a fun, relaxed evening that we have once a week. But those are some of the stories of labor strikes here in Carlsbad. Pepito, I'm remembering. Do you have a guest to invite and a lyric of the week?
Sure, yes. I was listening to this show called The Daily a couple weeks ago, and Bridget, I didn't get to do this last week. I was going to do this last week.
Yeah.
Bridget Everett read a story about intergenerational friendship, and it made me stop in my tracks, and I started crying. So
Thank you, Bridget Everett.
And then for my lyric of the week, I really love this guy named Louis Cole. He's a badass drummer and songwriter, and he has a song that I'm gonna do, and it says, "I don't think it through. Things will fall apart. They always do. At least something's always true." Thank you.
Beautiful. Pepito, that was wonderful.
Cool.
That does it for this. I'm looking at the clock. Okay. Yes, that does do it for this week on Caveman News. And next week, we enter a new month. And per Pepito's suggestion, we're going to do one of our classic Caveman News months where there's a common theme, much like El Paso month from last year, or 2 month, the month of twos that we had a few months ago. Or are you telling me to turn down? What's going on? Okay. I don't know what you're saying. Are you telling me to turn? Do I need to turn down?
No.
Can you tell me what you're what you're doing?
I was just fucking with y'all.
Oh. Okay, but was the fucking with us, were you miming turning down, or was that something else?
This is something else. This is
What? Well, tell us. I want to know. I don't catch every joke or reference, and
we just can't be that loud.
oh, so it was. You were joking. Okay, you were miming turning down. Yes, Pepito is tucking us in. But Pepito made the great suggestion that we should have another themed month. So next week, we're going to start October with... October is going to be our month of... What did you call it? Spooky?
Spooky.
Spooky month. Yes. Next week, we begin Spooky Month and our... Let me find my button. And we will kick off Spooky Month with episode 92, The Headless Horseman of the Pecos River. Goodbye. Of the Pecos.
I'm gonna strike. I want justice. I'm gonna strike. Take this job, take this job, and shove. Take this job and shove.
He's not leaving because I know they can't let me leave. I want to go with that cat.
Fuck you, fuck you, you're cool.